Be ready. 15 seconds.
The appellant's right, first of all, flows from the Master Circular dated 29/1/1991, as has been rightly contended by learned counsel for the appellant. For the sake of convenience, we extract herein below the relevant clauses. 1. Substitutes engaged should be paid regular scales of pay and allowances admissible to the post against which they have been appointed, irrespective of the nature of duration of the vacancy. 2. They be allowed all the rights and privileges as are admissible to temporary railway employees on completion of 4 months continuous service. 3. Substitute school teacher may, however, be afforded temporary status after they have put in continuous service of 3 months. Their service to be treated as continuous for all purposes except seniority on their eventual absorption against regular posts after selection. 4. The conferment of temporary status after completion of 4 months continuous service in the case of others and 3 months continuous service in the case of substitute teachers mentioned above does not entitle them to automatic absorption or appointment to railway service unless they are selected in the approved manner for appointment or absorption to regular posts. 5. Service of substitutes will count for pensionary benefits from the date of completion of 4 months continuous service provided it is followed by absorption. The other side of substitutes who have acquired temporary status should be screened by screening committees and not by selection boards constituted for this purpose before being absorbed in regular Group C and Group D posts. Such a screening committee should consist of at least 3 members, one of whom should belong to the SC/ST communities and another to minority communities. Gaps which may occur in service of substitutes between two engagements should be ignored for the purpose of temporary status on completion of 4 months services and in case of teachers on completion of 3 months service. The date of appointment of a substitute to be recorded in the service book against the column date of appointment should be the date on which he/she attains temporary status after continuous service of 4 months if the same is followed by his/her regular absorption. Otherwise, it should be the date on which she is regularly appointed, absorbed. This applies to substitute teachers also who attain the temporary status after a continuous service of 3 months only. A reading of the above clearly shows that on completion of 3 months of continuous service as substitute teacher, the incumbent acquires temporary status. It is also clear that substitutes who have acquired temporary status should be screened by the screening committee and not by selection board. It is also clear that under clause 5, gaps which may occur in service of substitutes between two engagements should be ignored for the purpose of temporary status on completion of 4 months service and in case of teachers on completion of 3 months service. Further, it is clear that the date of appointment should be the date on which they attained temporary status in the event they are regularly absorbed, as is clear from the dates mentioned herein below that the appellant having acquired temporary status on 4/3/1990 is entitled to count his service from 4/3/1990 in view of his absorption in the service as a primary teacher. The authorities are wrong in stating that in the case of the appellant, this court had not directed any specific order regarding continuity of service. This court's order of 15/2/1996 has to be read with the order in the case of Srimati J. D. Roy. Nowhere in the order of this court in the appellant's appeal had the benefits available to the appellant under the master circular been taken away. In the case of Srimati J. D. Roy, by abundant caution, the master circular was referred to and the rights granted therein were reiterated expressly in this court's order. On the facts of the present case, we are not persuaded to accept the contention of the respondent that the order of this court in the appellant's case should be so read as having denied him the benefits of master circular. The appellant being identically situated with the other absorbees in the order could not have been discriminated and denied the benefit of his service from 4/3/1990 to the date of his absorption. The tribunal and the High Court have grossly erred in denying the relief by wrongly understanding the orders of this court and the legal position. We direct that the appellant will be entitled to take into account the past service rendered by him as substitute teacher in different spells from the date of obtaining temporary status. The appellant should be extended the same benefits as were extended to others who were granted continuity. The appellant has superannuated now. The pay of the appellant shall be refixed after granting continuity of service with all consequential benefits in accordance with clause 6.